Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called on private investors to back the state's ambitious funding drive for critical infrastructure, reaffirming his administration's commitment delivering large-scale development projects. Speaking on Friday at the Investor Forum for the state maiden 14.1 billion naira green bond and a 200 billion naira conventional bond, both part of Lagos 1 trillion naira debt and hybrid instrument issuance program. The governor said Lagos could achieve more with increased access to funding. He added that inflation and rising costs had made immediate investment in infrastructure even more urgent, urging stakeholders to sustain their confidence in the state's economic management. Deputy Governor Obafemi Hamzat and members of the State Executive Council were also present to show their support for the bond initiative. The forum drew leading figures from the financial sector, including bank chief executives, managing directors of pension fund administrators, and other industry leaders.
And we're seeing the example from federal government. See the movement of their numbers. Am I? See the movement. So if we're saying by next year our tax to GDP is going to improve, maybe Lagos needs to position itself very well and be able to trap that. But our commitment is that for whatever we earn, we should be able to professionally and transparently demonstrate that we have the capacity to utilize it effectively. Every year, there's no year we do less than 90% of our budget. None. So what we see every year is that when we compile all of our budgets, 3 years ago, the people said they wanted to run a budget of 5 trillion. We're only able to do 1.something trillion. I'm sure by the time Okwe compiles his budget needs, as in what we should be doing, it will not be less than 8 to 9 trillion. At the end of the day, we'll scale down that budget to maybe 4. So you can see that in terms of the projection of our need, is the 8 to 9. But in terms of the reality of our funding, of our revenue, is only 45% of it we can do. And so what we tell our investors and our partners is that we have the capacity to do more if we can raise more money. Because we're not doing budget of 55% or 60%. No. As our last quarter, demand has crossed 86, 87%. So we will hit every year 90, 95% of our budget if we meet the revenue. And those are the kind of numbers that you require in terms of performance for a public sector organization, in which our procurement is one of the toughest. I fight the guy in procurement every time. Extremely very robust. And so that's one of the things I want us to leave here with, because, so we say it that, yes, but the capacity of the state, the opportunity in the state is far more than where we are now. And all of us sitting here, we know it too well. That's what I want us to leave here with. My people in the House of Assembly, I've lectured and I've told them we need to dream big.
The Lekki Corridor today is becoming an economic powerhouse, not only of Lagos State in Nigeria, but also in the sub-Saharan Africa. A clear reminder of what is possible when financing is done right. Over the years, we have successfully raised funds through bonds and other mechanisms and channeled them into landmark projects, such as the Lekki Deep Seaport, the Blue and Red Line project, the Ikeja bus terminal, the affordable houses, and of course, different food hubs that we have across the state. The financial world is shifting towards impact-driven investments, and Lagos cannot afford to be left behind. Investors are no longer just looking at returns. They want to see social impact, environmental sustainability, and long-term development. Within the Lagos State financial ecosystem, social and diaspora bond with environmental impact bonds are dominating the current conversation and our current initiatives.
But this time, we call upon you to work with us to do something that has never been done in the history of these markets. And only 3 times have issuers passed 100 billion issuing bonds in our markets. One of them is here present, Access Bank. MTN is the other, and Dangote. But it speaks to the way that Lagos State's credit story is regarded and the way that Lagos is first among equals among the subnationals, not only in this country but on this continent. That we feel confident pushing the envelope and asking the investing markets to work with us to raise 200 billion naira of capital. It will be a big first for Lagos. It will be a big first for subnationals in Nigeria. And it will also be the largest ever bond issuance by a subnational on this continent. And if this is going to be done, it should be done by Lagos.